It's Monday. Why are we here?
Oh, Alex, I sure wish you would fix that logo. It is driving me nuts. It is very unprofessional, and if there's anything we are on this podcast is unprofessional, so we can't even have our artwork looking like shit.
Paul, I would like for you to do anything on this show, just in general, other than sitting your fat butt down and annoying everybody. Listen, this is a special Monday episode.
This is a special Monday episode, but let's get our dirty laundry out real quick.
Yeah.
Who's not going to be here on our next recording?
Listen.
It ain't me. It ain't me.
Right. It's because I'm busy with Listen, we have guests. We don't spill family business around guests. You keep that quiet, Tubby.
All right, go ahead with the intro now.
No, we got a very special episode, a Monday episode. You guys know we don't do a lot of double week episodes, but I'm almost a liar because we did one 2 weeks ago. But this cause that we're going to talk about tonight is, dude, it's super cool, super important to me as a vet, and I'm just really excited to get here. So take it away, Paul.
Yeah, we have the Purple Heart Homes is doing a kayak bass fishing tournament coming up. And I had to date, you know what? I had to date in my head now. Completely forgot it. Luckily, I took a picture. July 13th coming up. And John House, we know John House has been on from the Queen City Chronicles. He reached out to me and wanted to do something on the podcast. And it took us a little while to get together, but here we are. And I do know a little bit about the Purple Heart Homes. It's really interesting and it's awesome. And it's down here in my neck of the woods in North Carolina. John House, Queen City Kayak Bass Angler, on here with us. I'm going to let you take it away so I don't, sit here and ramble about some shit I don't even know anymore.
I didn't realize John was a Queen City guy, and that's cool because we're going to connect, we're going to become friends, and then your season's going to be tanked because anybody that we generally like on this show from Queen City does awful the next year. Like Hands-On Adventures is trash, Tori, trash,
Hambone almost just quit fishing.
Yeah, Hambone has basically quit. So,
but
sorry,
hey, we've
John,
got
but
Abide Fishing has improved. We've had a bunch of anglers that have come on that not the Queen City episodes, but the regular Bass and Brews episodes is usually where the Queen City guys run. They use up all their luck getting on this show. So, John.
Good luck this year.
Good luck. All right, man. Tell us about the Purple Heart Homes tournament that's coming up. All the good stuff, how it started. What is Purple Heart Homes? What is the goal of the tournament? And how can all the folks that are listening be a part of it? And how can they help if they'd like?
Yeah.
Can you remember all those questions?
Ish. But we got a pretty good take on it. So, again, my name is John House, and I'm Queen City Kayak Bass Fishing, also Foothills Kayak Anglers in North Carolina. A couple local trails that we hang out with down here, but came on as a main series sponsor for Foothills this year, and had an idea to do a charity event to give back to veterans. And just so happens that my buddy Finway here has helped organize charity events in the past and had a great relationship with Purple Heart Homes, and we decided to partner up with them and donate the proceeds of the charity event to Purple Heart Homes. But it was just a random idea that is excitedly
I'm raising my hand because Alex and I did a poor job. We not only have John House here, we have Finway here and Brad Borders. There's two other guests for everybody listening on this podcast. John, introduce your two partners real quick, and then get back to the thing because we did a doo-doo job.
So we got Finway in the top right there, and I know there's listeners as well. But Finway is the owner of Hughes Plumbing Supply in Statesville, North Carolina, and we got Brad Borders, who's serving as the chaplain for Purple Heart Homes right now. So they're both joining me on the podcast. They know a little bit more about the specifics of Purple Heart Homes, and you kind of go into detail with that. But again, it was just a spur of the moment, like, hey, let's do a charity event. It's turned out to be something spectacular, but like we've done on the previous podcast. He just jumped off of here for a second, but
I got a phone call.
Yeah, but Fenway, if you want to go ahead and say a couple words, and then if Brad jumps back on, we'll have him talk about Purple Heart Homes and what they do. That seems to be a good spot for him. But if you want to jump on, tell people who you are, what you do, and then we'll go from there.
Awesome. Well, I started kayak fishing, fished with Queen City some, and I've been fishing with Foothills. And I hate to hear my season's going to tank.
Yep, sorry, bud.
I've gotten first or second in the monthly events, and I've been able to actually contribute all my winnings to the event. They have a donate box where you can donate anytime, anywhere.
Well, you're gonna start needing that money back because you are gonna lose a lot of money this year.
Good job, Alex. Now he can't even donate to Purple Heart Homes with us fishing anymore. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Because I was able to raise enough money just winning tournaments to sponsor my favorite team, E4 Mafia.
Nice.
Yes.
If you guys are in the service, you know what E4 Mafia is.
Yes. Not only do they run the military, but they give every NCO all their gray hairs because there's nothing like an E4 to do a great job and then call in because his foot's stuck in a pickle jar also.
That was me.
Okay.
And actually, I just did an event with chap Brad Borders from Purple Heart Homes. We were biking, and we did a bike event. And what did I do? I swallowed a bee, and next thing I know, an allergic reaction in a bike event. And I'm laying on the front of a fire engine in the middle of the woods in Statesville.
You swallowed a bee, got stung, had an allergic reaction. Did they EpiPen you, or they just give you some Zyrtec?
Well, no, they didn't EpiPen me. They said they cost too much. So they gave me a shot of something else.
Listen, Fenway was in the military. They just gave him some Motrin. They gave him 2 giant horse Motrin pills, and they said, "Get on your way, bud."
EpiPen costs too much. Be like, well, hold up now. If we start to put dollar amounts on my life, I have a say in this shit. Let me know. Come on.
Well, he said the bottle I got cost $2.
Okay.
So he gave me a $2 shot, and it was like magic.
Huh.
Next year, when I do the Take the Hill event with Chap, another fundraiser, we bike to raise money. I'm going to get that shot beforehand. I'm going to win that thing.
There you go. Make a comeback story.
You got a bike with your mouth closed, man.
Yeah. Face guard.
Well,
that mouth breathing.
Well, I'm learning too. You should kayak and catch fish with your mouth closed too. That's a painful lesson as well. That's another story.
Listen, Fenway told us beforehand he was Army, and this story absolutely confirms it. He can't do 2 things at once, which means close his mouth and do an activity.
There you go.
No, but I can't announce 2 huge sponsors for us for the event we have coming up in July. We have landed Plano and Berkeley as our platinum sponsors. Plano's come alongside us with Berkeley, and not only providing a huge donation to Purple Heart Homes.
That's amazing.
But they're giving us gear, baits, rods, tackle boxes to give away for the event. John has done a great job we got kayaks donated. We've got fishing rods. We've got Aqua batteries. John has knocked it out of the park. I'm talking for him because he's doing so super. We've already raised thousands of dollars. We're way beyond our expected goal that John set. John needs to work on his goal setting. Goal setting, John. Think bigger.
There you go. Very good.
Well, since he's so far ahead, that means he just needs to start practicing his fishing now.
There you go.
For the tournament.
Apparently, after this tournament, for sure.
Yeah,
So,
right. Yeah, you're going to have to double up you might as well retire from selling houses and just start fishing, because if you don't, it's going to be a rough rest of the year for you.
There you go.
We got Brad. Oh, go ahead. I'm interrupting y'all.
But the event's called Real Fishing, put on by Foothills Kayak Anglers. You can sign up for it and not even fish, and all the money goes directly to Purple Heart Homes. And Purple Heart Homes does wonderful stuff, and I'll let our friend Brad Borders, explain what they do.
Where do we sign up? Is on Tourney X?
It's on Tourney X.
Okay.
He said Real Fishing, but it's Real Heroes.
Real Heroes
Fishing event. Yeah, and it's on Tourney X. I can provide you with the link if you want to put it in the description. But
yep,
you literally search Foothills Kayak Anglers and it'll pull right up as our July 13th event. But
Fenway's trying to show us his cleavage.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
There it is, right there.
But, well, Brad,
wait, who kidnapped you and is interrogating you? Blink twice if you need help, because the background you have up is it looks like you're in the bottom of, I don't even know, a tunnel somewhere.
Well, I'm in my basement. John told me about you guys. He said find a safe space, and so I'm in the bunker. The back door is down, and I'm good. I'm good. So Chap's up next.
There you go.
I'm just excited to know that Fenway has cleavage.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that. Now I know. And so my life is better for having known that. So
that's what we're here for on Bass and Brews, is to make people's lives better and they're fishing horrible.
Just improving lives one host at a time.
We figured if we're going to turn people's fishing into shit, we had to at least make their lives feel a little bit better in the personal side.
That's exactly
Listen,
right.
Our tagline is, we are your weekly distraction from high quality podcasts, but now we're going to add, and if your buddy has cleavage. So that's going to be our main job from now on.
That's right. This show is open to all cleavage. So
all cleavage.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
All cleavage is welcome.
Yes, it is. And if you don't believe us, go watch the end of the year kegger. I wore a bikini.
Oh God.
Wow.
Dude, he got into a bikini and it looked like 10 pounds of bologna shoved in a 2-pound sack. There was so much skin. But I will say, Paul's cleavage was amazing. If you would just crop out the chest hair and everything else, you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know.
I started the OnlyFans months ago.
How's that going for you?
He owes money.
I guess I need to wax my chest hair because nobody's giving me any money, so I haven't even done anything yet.
I heard somebody say he owes money. Yeah.
Well, you do have to be on that platform, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
All right, we got Chap here. Tell us who you are, Chap, and tell us about the Purple Heart Homes. What'd you say, John?
I was just telling him, tell us about Purple Heart Homes. He's got a great.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, guys. Hey, appreciate y'all giving us a minute on here tonight. My name's Brad Borders. Everybody calls me Chap. Served 20 years in the United States Army. A lot of it in the special operations world and deployment to Iraq and all that. I came to work at Purple Heart Homes in 2017. Purple Heart Homes is a 501c3 based out of Statesville, or as we call it, States Vegas, North Carolina. We're founded by two local guys, two Iredell County natives that went to high school here, joined the National Guard. 2004, John Galena and Dale Beatty drove over a 500-pound anti-tank mine in Iraq outside of Fallujah. And Dale lost both of his legs. John had a traumatic brain injury and back injuries. Dale was pronounced dead on the scene, but then his medic saved his life, and off he went through Germany back to Walter Reed, where he spent 15 months learning how to walk again. And when he came back to Iredell County, what he realized was that the home he and his wife Belinda were living in with their two small children at the time was unsuitable for his injuries, and he couldn't get around in his house. So John had returned to duty in Iraq, finished out his tour, came back home, saw his buddy struggling. John is a very compassionate guy. He's a visionary, but if he sees a friend struggling, he's gonna move the world to make sure they get what they need. And so John really kind of led the effort here in Statesville and coalesced the community to come around Dale. And it was building supply places, contractors, churches, veteran service organizations. The whole community came out and even Fenway. Fenway actually helped on this project. It's almost 20 years ago now, and they built Dale a new house. And in the process of building that house, they noticed there were a lot of veterans, older veterans that were coming out to help build this home for Dale. And they began to ask the question of well, these people have come to take care of us and me, and who's taking care of them? Because they, at the time, 15 years ago, all our Vietnam veterans were in their late 50s, early 60s, right? And now those gentlemen and those men and women are now in their 70s, and so what they found out was that there wasn't a lot of help for them, and there were not a lot of nonprofits that were doing stuff for military members. Vietnam veterans, when they came home from the war, they came home to a country that was divided. They came home to a country that did not appreciate what they had done, even though half of the folks that fought in Vietnam were drafted, and they went not because they wanted to, but because they were told to. They come home and they get cussed at and spit on, and called baby killer, and none of them were told, by our country, welcome home. And so when John and Dale saw this outpouring of support for him because they had gone to Iraq, they were like, why can't we recreate that? And so they decided to do that. And they were just two dudes in a pickup truck here in little old Iredell County. And they said, hey, they originally started out, they just wanted to help one veteran. And that was in 2007, 2008.
Wow. It was a long time ago.
So let's fast forward now to 2024. As of today, 1,271 veteran projects later.
Cow. Holy cow.
From Alaska to Puerto Rico, 47 states. There's only 4 states that we haven't done work in, and help veterans not only from the Vietnam era, but Korean War era, World War II veterans, to include this. Veterans that never served in combat, that got hurt on a loading dock somewhere or in a training accident, right? And so our mantra is it doesn't matter where you served, it doesn't matter when you served, it just matters that you served. And so that is who we service. If you serve this country and you're a disabled veteran, you can apply with us and get in the queue to get your needs met. And everybody deserves, and our tagline is that every veteran deserves a safe place to call home. And that's what we do, is safety and accessibility renovations. And it's a remarkable organization that is led by a guy who's, really a visionary in John Galena. He's an incredible leader and he's a good friend. And he will move mountains to make sure that veterans are taken care of. And so we're a national organization, but we're hyper local as well. And so, this area that we live in is our home and our community. And we still take care of the veterans here, not only the veterans here, but, in Montana, Oregon, Alaska, Puerto Rico, California, it doesn't matter where. And so it's a great organization. I'm really proud to be a part of it. I'm glad to have Fenway on our board, and super glad that John and Fenway decided to do this amazing kayak fishing tournament here on Lake Norman this summer that's going to support what we do. And the title, the tagline of the event is Real Heroes, spelled REEL, is a perfect fit for the event, and we're grateful to be a part of it.
Chap, you said they can apply. Where can disabled veterans go to apply for assistance?
Yeah, sure. It's super simple. It's PHH USA. That's for those of you that were in the military. It's Papa Hotel Uniform Sierra Alpha.org, right? So I got that in just to get my little fix from not being in the Army anymore.
Hey, and that covers all branches, right? Except for the Space Force, because fuck them, right?
We don't know what they do.
Exactly.
Have no idea.
Exactly, right.
Have no idea what those guys
just joking,
do.
Space Force. We love you, weirdos. You guys can hang out.
How phenomenal is it that their branch insignia is the Star Trek symbol.
Dude,
that is pretty damn.
You can't make it
so
up.
Bad. It's gonna be so bad for recruiting because they're gonna want these like super, fit athlete guys who could go into space, and all they're gonna get is all the D&D Dungeons and Dragon nerds who are like,
For sure.
I'm joining the Space Force.
Where's my taser? Do I have a taser? Can I get a taser? And a tricorder. Do you remember that?
That's it.
For those of us that are older, there was a tricorder, and it was a thing. It was a device that had these little things that came out the side of it, and you wave it over someone. It tells you whether they've got a tumor or not. So
They probably
one of
got
those.
that. They got it. It
Yeah,
just goes
yeah,
like,
probably did.
yep, virgin to every member. It's perfect. Poor Space. I love the Space Force because the Coast Guard gets made fun of a little bit less. So thank you, Space Force, for all that you do.
Well,
What to start? I had a whole question about the Coast Guard thing, and I was going to ask Chap, is that a real deal, or do we have the Space Force now? Is
well,
that
so,
make up for it?
hey brother, tell me when you were in the Coast Guard.
I was in the Coast Guard from 2003 to 2023.
Dang, you just got out, brother.
Yep.
So
I got out.
you experienced the transition from the Department of Defense to the Department of Homeland Security.
Nope.
You did not.
No. So Coast Guard's never been in Department of Defense. We can't do the law enforcement. What's the right word? The law enforcement authority we have. So when I first got in, though, we were Department of Transportation, and then we transitioned into Department of Homeland Security. Yeah, the Coast Guard is never.
Well, where were you transporting people?
We were transporting drug dealers into jail cells. That was our transportation.
Nice. Well played, sir. Well played.
Yeah.
I think that the colors of the Coast Guard are fantastic. The helicopters are fantastic. The cutters, I would like to get on one of those. And I did see a Coast Guard video of some Coast Guardsman jumping off of a ship onto a bad guy's submarine. Did you see that?
Yeah. I know the guys who were in
whacking
it.
and banging on the turret, and he got all the bad guys out of it. He was all kitted up. He looked like an SF guy. It was fantastic.
Yeah, those that was from a cutter, and I served on that cutter at one point. I did 3 large cutter tours, and we did a whole lot of that.
Don't be humble. That was you on that submarine.
No, no, not even close.
No.
Okay.
No, my short ass wouldn't be able to get onto that thing.
Yeah.
I'd have my water wings out. I'd need a little floaty.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know they could pull you up if shit got bad and they had to extract you. Damn, I can't talk. They can yank your little butt up real quick.
Yeah, it's really easy. They just put a jump rope around me, and then they can throw me in and then pull me out real quick. So,
Alex picks on me being hefty, and I pick on him being short because he's like 5'1".
I'm not.
That's just it's a running thing on the show that I'm sure every listener that's listened to more than one episode is tired of hearing.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah. John is right. He just said it. He went, yeah. He's tired of hearing it. He's tired of hearing it. Yep.
John, tell us about the tournament. We got July 13th on Norman's. Lines in at 6:00, I think, or launch at 6. But tell us the ins and outs of the tournament for the folks that might want to do it. Minimum length, all that good stuff for the tournament, and if you have any prizes available or the tournament specifics.
Yeah, so tournament specifics, again, it's July 13th. Any public ramp on Lake Norman is, safe to launch from. You do have to register for the event on the TourneyX site or app. It's just like our standard kayak bass fishing is catch, photo, and release, so you do need to have the use of a catch board. Any of the catch boards are fine, even the carbonate ones. We do have a catch discount link for this event. If you just go to catchusa.com or org, and pick up your catch products, use code PURPLE to save 10%. Whatever that total is that we saved for the event, they're going to give us 5% of the proceeds back as a donation.
Wow.
Purple Homes.
Listen, that's way better because we have a discount code you guys can also use. It's BABCAS, BABCAS. But you will not get a discount. They're actually going to charge you about 40% more now that they know that you're a degenerate.
Yeah.
And
they're going to send you all the bent, dented up boards that your fish get DQ'd for.
Your catch boards will only be 9 inches long because they know you can't fish.
Yeah.
Oh.
but yeah, so it's I should be a 3 fish limit, I think, is what we're going to do.
Okay.
Because it's a Foothills Points event to keep the
nice.
Participation up. So it's 3 fish limit, 10-inch minimum. Have to use the catch board. Have to use the app to track it. It's going to be with Foothills. We go launch and lines in at the same time. So 6 a.m. It should go to 3 p.m. Just depending on that time of year. Obviously, follow Tourney X for any updates on that. But as far as prizes, so our entry fee for the event is $40 for a Foothills event. 100% of that is being donated to Purple Heart Homes. Dwayne over at Tourney X has waived all the PayPal fees for this event.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so the entire entry fee is going over there. That said, all registered anglers will receive a goodie bag of at least a $40 value to go home with, so they get something for their money. Not only that, but again, with our great sponsors, whether it be Plano and Berkeley, myself, Hughes Plumbing Supply, we have several sponsors that came up. Lowe's Hardware give us 5 cordless drills.
Oh, wow.
We have prizes out the yin yang.
So it's all raffle. Are those going to be raffles? Or
probably 1st through maybe 5th, depending on how many entries we get. We'll probably have a prize pack. And then the rest would probably be just random raffle on one of the digital wheels.
So are you giving away a free house since you're sponsoring it?
We sure are. We are trying to give away a free tiny home to a veteran. How about that?
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. See, there we go.
Brad, correct me if I'm wrong on that, because I don't know the ins and outs, but
yeah, I mean, look, if we raise enough money, we can put a veteran in a tiny home. I will tell you this: I'm involved with Veterans Treatment Court here in Idaho County, and Veterans Treatment Court is a restorative approach to justice versus adversarial that brings veterans who are entangled with the justice system into a court setting where they meet twice a month, and it coalesces all the resources of the county and the VA, so that veterans that are in trouble because of either substance abuse or mental health issues can get the help that they need that maybe they didn't have access to before. And I will tell you this, out of the 12 veterans that we have coming through our court system now here in Idaho County, 5 of them are homeless. And so homelessness is a critical component of the crime index that we have in our country. And the veteran homeless population is substantially higher per capita compared to the regular population. And that's due in large part to many different reasons, but primarily to the mental health and substance abuse issues that happens from their reaction to the trauma that they went through their time in service, either that being in combat or in training. Because as we all know, if you've ever served a day in the military, training is dangerous. Yep. And you see bad stuff happen in training, but then you go to combat and you go to a place like Iraq, and maybe you do that 3, 4, 5 times. In the unit that I served at Fort Bragg, some of my friends had 14 and 15 combat deployments where they were tip of the spear doing the deed with the enemy. Imagine the impact that has on people after 15 or 20 years, right? Mm-hmm. And it's no wonder we're seeing a crisis of suicide, a crisis of economic disenfranchisement, and a crisis of homelessness within the veteran community.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Purple Heart Homes is a lot more than just homes. They do a ton to help veterans everywhere. And so it's a wonderful thing. But John's list that he was going off, I got the list right here, John, because John is, I guess, for better words, is technology handicapped.
Yes.
Fenway's going to mail you the prize pack so you can get it in the mail.
Yeah.
Here's the list you've asked me to keep for you, John. Yeah. So we've got I hope we were giving away a kayak as a raffle item. So he's got a whole kayak donated. He's got 5 drills from Lowe's Home Improvement. Berkeley Fishing is donating rods, reels, and baits. Gas House Rods is giving 2 rods. Cashin Rods is giving 2 rods. Plano is giving away 3 tackle boxes. Naqua is giving away a battery prize pack, which sounds really cool.
That is.
We've got John Wicks at Waterways giving away 3 Dorado bags. And we got Hobie eyewear that's being given away. And John's got more on the list that I haven't filled in yet because, he's working it. John's doing a wonderful job. And that's with the raffle items. And then we've got great giveaways too that are in the goodie bags.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And Fenway, what's our current pledges right now? The last time we updated that.
We are right here. Donations. We have $14,000. Our goal was original goal was like 5,000, and then it moved to 75. Now it's 14. If we get close to 50,000, we can get that tiny home. We can actually give a home away for John.
That'd be so rad. That would be so rad.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
I think that should be our new goal, John. Let's do the stretch goal.
There you go. And Bass and Bruce is going to help us get there. So
yeah, that's right.
Hey, we're going to do our best. We're not. None of y'all are going to have any luck fishing, but we're going to promote it and at least try to get people there so they can beat y'all handedly.
Hey, I got an idea for next year. You should do the tiny home, tiny fish tournament, and it's whoever can get the smallest fish wins, but everybody donates money for a tiny home for a vet.
Well, I will tell you, you're not on to something stupid because we've done something like that before.
Yeah.
We did the tiny home 200 a few years ago where I got on my bicycle that pedals without a motor.
Right.
And I rode my bike 200 miles in one day.
Whoa.
And we raised $15,000 for a tiny home.
Amazing.
That's amazing. Fenway rode with me. And it was fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah. Is that when he ate the bee?
No, but I think I probably had another injury.
No, but Fenway gets hurt every day. I would say this about myself and with Fenway. We both get hurt a lot, but we're really hard to kill.
There we go. Well, hey, I wanted to say this real quick since we're talking about tiny homes. Is Alex going into a tiny home is like us going into a 10,000 square foot mansion, y'all.
You know what?
So, I mean, he fits in his daughter's baby doll houses sometimes.
So, Chap, what can we get with the different monetary things we can raise? I know like $40,000 or $50,000 is a tiny home. A deck is how much? And
so we can. So a lot of the things we do is accessibility and accessibility ramp. So a good ramp for a home now is about $8-10 grand. A bathroom. Oh my goodness, you would not believe building supply prices. A bathroom remodel right now to make it ADA accessible is about anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000. A new roof is $15,000 to $20,000. A new heat and air system is anywhere from $8,000 to $15,000. And so it is very pricey. And you can imagine, like, if you're a disabled veteran, you're living on, a couple $1,000 a month, you can't work, and then your roof leaks and you don't know what to do. If you have nowhere to turn, what do you do, right? And we happen to be a friendly voice on the other end of the line that has some resources, and we're able to help with that because we partnered with so many good folks across the country, like Owens Corning and Home Depot and Lowe's and all these other big corporations that really. And the beautiful thing is that this country we live in, that we're so blessed to live in. All you got to do is go outside this country somewhere, and you'll quit complaining. I promise you, you'll stop complaining. You'll come back home in this country, no matter what's going on and all the news and all the division. I really listen to that anymore because I know so many amazing people that are willing to give back and still honor the sacrifice and service of people who put on the uniform and went and did that thing. And so I'm very hopeful. I'm optimistic. I'm not one of these people that go that our best days are behind us. I think our best days are ahead of us. And that's because I think our country is still filled with really good people that not often have a voice to talk about how the good things are happening.
Well,
absolutely.
This is awesome. We appreciate it. Yep. Hey, Alex, I'll do this. I'm going to let you wrap it up. I appreciate y'all coming on. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm down here in Raleigh, so hopefully we get an opportunity to meet in person. I met John, so I'm going to try to get over that way and fish some tournaments. I'm not going to be able to make the Purple Heart tournament, but thank y'all for coming on. This is great. Thank you so much for what you're doing. What's up?
One important thing. Motors are allowed on this event. So tell
okay, yeah, good call. Motors are allowed.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to our local guys here in Raleigh. But thank y'all for coming on. Thank you so much for what you're doing, and we'll keep in touch. And Alex, I'll let you close it out, buddy, since you've served, and this is right up your alley.
Honestly, I really want to thank you, Fenway. Thank you, Chap, for continuing to serve those that serve. I think it's super important, and it's very very near and dear to my heart. You guys hang out for a minute. I'm actually going to do show notes so you guys can get all the links there. I swear I won't be a scumbag. Did you guys ever hear why Paul didn't serve?